now one piece or two piece, depending on the ball you play, and it's a harder cover, the ball just doesn't spin, doesn't get up in the air. So you see very rarely, I mean, Nick, how many guys on tour now carry 3 irons? Maybe half the guys?
I feel good about mine.
Yeah.
I have 5.
Yeah. Well, you obviously have incredible talent, and you can launch that thing right up in the air.
Well, I was afforded to come here.
Okay, here's the 3 iron. That's pretty good right there. See, why in the world do I care about hitting a 3 iron that far when I can hit a 3-wood that far? I can hit a 3-wood just like that.
Do it.
You joke. You see it. Yes, sir.
Back to a quick question about your club pin. Okay? We know that's very important to get fit for your clubs, but it's also a little important to have some semblance of a golf swing before you do it.
Yeah.
So you go into the superstores, you're slicing it way to the right. Here's what we'll do: 2 inches length on your club. We'll go upright 5 degrees. We'll get rid of your slice, and then they go with their custom clubs. And everybody's happy, but it hasn't helped anything.
Correct.
So how far? And all we need is a lesson. But at what point do you decide, lessons are enough? Let's get fitted. Or
Well,
get fitted, then get lessons for a bad swing, then get fitted again.
I think if you can average a bogey a hole, if you can have an 18 to 20 to 22 handicap, you're a proficient player. And again, you got to look at where you're losing your shots. If you chip poorly or you putt bad, but if you're an 18 to 22 handicapper, you've got a pretty good swing. If you're a beginner, you make a good point. If you're 36 or 40 or you've never played before, it doesn't really matter getting fit for clubs. When I started playing, my older brother and I, our father got us a set of clubs and we split them. He got the 2, 4, 6, 8 wedge. I got the 3, 5, 7, 9. Because when you're 10 years old, you're not good enough to know the difference between a 4 iron and a 5 iron. And only when we got to be about 16 years old did we get a full set of clubs. So you make a good point. You got to be proficient to worry about getting fit. Correct. Yes, sir.
You talked about the ball technology. What's a good ball?
I think they're all good. They're all good.
Is it all marketing?
Well, I think it is marketing. Obviously, I represent Strixon, Cleveland Strixon. Nick represents Titleist. Nike makes a great ball. Bridgestone makes a great ball. Callaway makes a good ball. Yeah, it's difference is marketing, and if you want to try a certain ball, but they all make great balls. They all do.
Do they all make great clubs?
Yeah, most of the clubs come from probably one of 3 foundries in this country. They're all the same. Tough hole beach. 1, 2, 3, 4's tough.
I think, well, they changed the 5th hole. That's if there's any kind of wind, it's a very tough par 3. And then 8, 9, and 10 are, that's a killer stretch right there. So
I think the 8th hole at Pebble. I think of all the courses I've played in the world, the 8th hole is one of the most beautiful yet terrifying second shots, because if you get a crosswind right to left, the crosswind seems easy, but if you miss the green left on 8, you're going to make bogey. So I'd rather have a left to right wind pulling the ball toward the ocean, because I can hang an iron out over the left side and hopefully it comes back. But the green is shrunk. It's about as big as this platform. And it's tilted like this. So I think the 8th hole at Pebble's my favorite course in the world. I just, whether you're playing in beautiful weather or lousy weather, it's fun. It's just a challenge. Yes, sir.
Yes. How important is visualization? Do you do that often, or before you hit your shot?
Visualize.
Trying to say it.
I've
Visualization.
whatever you said.
Visualization.
I think it's very important in a positive and a negative way. I mean, when we get on the 8th hole at Pebble Beach, if you visualize yourself hitting it over the cliff in the water, your chances are improving and doing that. And also, when you're under pressure, and you visualize yourself hitting a good shot, you greatly improve your chances of pulling it off. So I think visualization is very important.
I think these mental coaches, they talk about the little picture and the big picture. If Nick's coming down the 18th hole here in February, winning the AT&T, he's thinking little picture. If he comes to 18 with a one-stroke lead, he's got a tee shot to hit, he's got a second shot to hit, a third shot to hit, 2 putts for a 5, and he wins. That's the little picture. If he starts thinking, oh, I'm going to win the AT&T, man, isn't this great, Pebble Beach, oh, there goes a hook in the ocean. So visualization can work for you and against you. I think it's important just to stay in the moment. You hear athletes say that a lot, stay in the moment, but if you have a 4-footer to win, which he's had many of them, it's just a 4-footer, you've made 8 billion of them. Look at it that way and say, oh, this is a 4-footer. I made 100 of them last night, and you just knock it in. But if you think, oh, God, you're going to miss it. Can I say that? Can you say God? Oh, Washington.
Just can't
Yes,
say
sir.
Christmas.
Both guys, what are your favorite courses?
Pebble Beach.
No. Is it?
He doesn't believe you.
You didn't believe me. It is. Pebble Beach is my, it is. It is. It's my favorite course.
Mine is, it's a tie between Pebble Beach and Augusta. I'm from about 3 hours north of here, and so I'm very biased towards the West Coast. I think this place is awesome. But Augusta is something special.
Can't parse. I cannot do that parse. Okay. Hey, who has a goofy straw hat? Anybody have a straw hat? Nobody. Gigi would say, parse, every time I come to Pebble Beach, I know I'm going to win the tournament. When I come here, I run on the bitches out there. I will run on those nice sandy bitches. Okay. This gentleman had a question.
Frank Stanley. Oh, yeah. You got golf balls up there.
I will. Hey, shut up, will ya? He's talking. Get this guy another fruity drink.
It can.
Playing partner and have an impact on how you play. It can, yeah.
It can for good and bad, but the goal is that you do the cliche. You stay in the moment, you play your game, all that stuff. But it definitely can. If you're playing with good friends, you could get in rhythm, everything would be great. If you're playing with a guy that takes forever or complaining, it could drag you down.
When you play with a slow player and you're a fast player, it can drive you crazy. One thing Tiger did when he first came out, because when Fluff left me to go to work for Tiger, we played a lot of practice rounds, and Tiger said that he didn't want to bother watching whomever he was playing with, whether it was a twosome or a threesome. So what he did is he'd hit his shot, or he'd wait for Nick to hit his shot, and Tiger would he wouldn't watch because he didn't want to get into his game, good or bad. And I thought that worked for Tiger for a long while. Other guys like to interact and talk, and Fuzzy Zeller, my God. Fuzzy's unbelievable. It's like a cocktail party broke out. Trevino used to say, there was one time Trevino was playing with a guy in a twosome, and Trevino's walking down the fairway and he's talking, and the guy said, look, Lee, I don't want to talk much today. I don't want to get into talking. And Lee said, hey man, you don't have to talk, you just got to listen. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yeah.
One, how important is the ball to your game, like what ball you use? And two, how do you decide what ball you use?
Not always true. Not always true. There are a lot of guys that, when they come out on tour, they stick with the clubs that they came out with. I know a player, we've already mentioned his name here, I'm not going to mention it. He got an offer to go to another company for a lot of money. I don't know, $5, $6, $7 million a year. He turned it down because he wants to stay with the club, company, and the ball, and the clubs that he came out on tour with. He had a great year this year, and there's no reason for him not to succeed. Look, we didn't turn pro to sign endorsement deals. We turned pro because we love to play golf and we want to compete against each other. The whole idea is winning tournaments. If you're a pro and you worry about signing endorsement deals because you're going to get $1 million here or $500,000 or $5 million here, you're in the wrong game. That'll probably be the last contract you sign because your game's going to falter. You got to go with what works for you. And most of the golf balls nowadays are fairly similar. And I think you just have to test with it. When a player changes company, he obviously goes through 2 or 3 weeks or a month or two of testing. But if you've got talent like this, you can adjust your game. Huh? Who? I can't hear you. Oh, Rory? Yeah, Rory's, where's he going?
I don't know.
He's going to Nike. He's going to Nike, yeah.
What do you mean?
I think Nick's going to have a break here in a minute. That's where he's going.